Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon with Taylor's Fire Smoke Cooking. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be whipping up some air fried chicken leg quarters. I might break them down to legs or thighs, but nevertheless, we're going to be making some chicken in the air fryer. And we're going to be using this. This is a new air fryer that was sent to me by this company, Paris Rhone. They wanted me to try it out, give a little product review and a demonstration. So we're going to get to it. This is an air fryer oven, so I'm excited about having it. We used to have one, which was the Power Air Fryer XL, which worked great. But when you do chicken or whatever, you had to do a lot of manipulating and switching and rotating the racks or whatever the case may be. So I'm hoping with this, I don't have to do that as much, but we're going to find out today. So you guys stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and get my chicken prepped and I'll bring you back in a minute. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So here's a look at it out the box. At first glance, it's a pretty nice looking appliance. It does have a fairly large footprint for the amount of cooking area that you have. I do wish that you had a little bit more cooking space inside the machine itself. You have a pretty large control head, which takes up a good 3.5 inches. So that actually takes up some space from inside the oven itself. It does appear to have some heating elements on the bottom as well as the top. So that should help with even cooking as opposed to the one I had previously to where it only had the heat coming out the top. So the bottom was sometimes you'd have to rotate the racks in order to get it done. It does have an LED control panel that I will show you when we preheat it and start cooking. This is your simple control knob here. You just press the buttons and then you turn it left or right to pick the function that you want. It does come with a fry rack. It comes with one wire rack, which I wish it had two, but hey, can't complain. And then it comes with a baking sheet, which I thought was a like a spill catcher or whatever the case may be, but it calls it a baking sheet in the product box or in the description box. You do have your information, which is easy to read, easy to follow. You have a nice size air fryer cookbook, which is cool, which is nice. We'll see if we'll use it. And then you have a magnetic air fryer cheat sheet here. So this is also, now this will come in handy for your air frying needs. So I probably will use this in the future. But other than that, guys, we're going to go ahead and start cooking. Like I said, I'm going to get the chicken prepped up and I'll bring you guys back. All right, guys. So here's our chicken quarters. I'm going to do 5 today. I'm probably going to have to do them in batches from all accounts and from the looks of things. I'm not able to use or to put all of them in at the same time and have 2 racks in. One, there's not a whole lot of surface area in there in order for me to do that. And 2, the racks are that they give me just don't account for that. So I'm just going to do 2 batches. I'm going to do 3 and 2. And we're going to season it up pretty simple today. I'm going to be using some Casero adobo seasoning with pepper by Lowry's. We're going to use some black pepper. And we're going to be using some Sazon Perfecta, which is what I call the knockoff complete seasoning, but it's just as good and a little bit cheaper. So, but if you have complete, go ahead and knock out, rock the complete. We're going to make sure we season our chicken up nicely. Come back with this Sazon Perfecta. This got all the herbs in it that we want, when you have roasted or baked chicken. Not a ton of salt. So you can go nice and heavy with this. Good flavor. And then we're just going to hit it with a little black pepper. We're going to season both sides quite naturally. So I'm just going to do the front side or the top side, and I'll do the bottom off camera. And then when you guys come back, we'll be ready to cook. So that's that, guys. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll bring you guys back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven up. So that's your power button. It does have a touch screen here and a control dial. So we turn it on. We're going to put it on preheat, and then we're going to press the button, and it's going to begin to preheat. My temperature for the chicken, it says to cook the chicken on 380 degrees. So it says for 25 minutes, but we're going to cook it until I know it's done. So we'll take temp and go from there, but we're going to go ahead and get it preheated. Looks like it's going to take us about 4 minutes for it to preheat. So when it's time to cook, I'll bring you guys back in. All right, it's done preheating. So let's go ahead and get our chicken in the oven. I'm just going to use the wire rack. We're going to put it smack dab on the center. When I do my air fried chicken, I always start with the skin side down. I like to do that because I like to finish up with the skin side up in order for it to crisp up. But hopefully it works well with this as well. We'll see. Go ahead and close that bad boy up. So on air fry. There we go. Temperature, 380 degrees. And 25 minutes. We'll check it halfway through and see how we're looking. It also has a pretty neat feature. It has a light here. You could turn that light on and off to check and see what your progress is. So I think that's pretty neat as well. All right, guys, we've had the chicken going now for about 15 minutes, actually. Starting to take on a nice little bit of color here. We still got a ways to go. Let me get a oven mitt. We can bring it out a little bit so we can kind of see what we got going on here. Now you can see these particular pieces are taking on some really nice color already. This one is too around this part right here. So overall, I'd say it's cooking fairly even. We're going to go ahead on and continue to let it go on this side. I'm going to finish it out for the full 25 minutes on this side. Then we're going to flip it and go for another 10 minutes and see how we're coming as far as temp. But overall, it's doing well. I'm impressed so far. Also, I wanted to show you something that I failed to mention before. This does have a removable drip pan here. So that is very handy to where when you're done cooking, you can pull that bad boy out, rinse it off, run it through the dishwasher, whatever, and you're good to go. So I do like that. All right, guys, so we've gone to 25 minutes. Our chicken is perfectly golden brown on that underside. So now we're going to flip it over and we're going to let it go another 10 minutes and get that skin crispy and get that color going on the top side as well. Again, it does have two smaller heating elements on the bottom, so that did help with it cooking evenly and doing well so far. But I want to get that nice golden brown color on top. So we're going to go ahead and let it go back in, close it back up, set it for 10 minutes, and when it's done, I'll bring you guys back. All right, guys, our chicken went off. Now, chicken is done at about 165 degrees or at 165 degrees. If you have a probe, you can temp it, and if it temps at 165, then you'll know you're good. Also, if your leg and your thigh separate easily and simply, you know it's done. But for video's sake, we're going to use our probe. I'm actually looking for about 175 to 180 degrees. I like my chicken a little bit more tender, so I like to take the temperature up a little higher than just the 165 that the USDA says is healthy for, whatever it's called. So go ahead and get a temp here. You go into the thickest part of the meat. All right, and that's at 176. That's perfect. That one is at 179. Perfect. And this one is at 175. So we're good, guys. So I'm going to pull these pieces and I'm going to go ahead and put in the next batch. And then when we're completely done, we'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. So you guys don't go anywhere. All right, guys, we're back. We've finished cooking up our chicken in our Paris Rhone air fryer oven. The chicken cooked up very nicely. It is perfectly golden, crispy skin, just leaking. You can see that juice is coming off of that thing. Cooked to perfection. Look at that. Look how that juice is running out of there. Then it breaks apart super simple. It's super tender. So it's good meat, good food. I don't want to tear it up too much because this is what our dinner is. So I'm impressed with the way it cooked. There are a few drawbacks in my opinion. One, I think the footprint is way too big for the amount of cooking area that you have on the inside. Like, you can't run two racks at the same time. Now, if you were doing something small like fries and chicken nuggets, then I'm sure you could. But if you were doing chicken or trying to do some pork chops, then you probably pretty much have to do one shelf at a time in order to do that. So I had, for 5 layer quarters, I had to do 2 batches. Now, like I said, it did cook good, but if you have to do things in that amount of batches, then it's going to increase your cook time, which is not as convenient as you would want it to be. But for smaller cooks, it cooks beautifully. I like the fact that you have your see-through door here. You have your removable grease tray or grease catch right there, which is really nice. And I'll have a link in the description if you're interested in purchasing one of these. I do recommend it. If you have the counter space, and like I said, if you're not worried about cooking a ton of stuff in batches, there's a lot of things I'm sure that I will be doing with this particular air fryer. A lot of different recipes that I'll be able to do, especially when it comes to veggies. I can't wait to roast off some veggies and different things like that, or some roasts and things of that nature. So it worked well. It's super quiet, which is also a plus. Some bigger air fryers, they're kind of loud. It's almost like a whoom sound when they're running, almost like a vacuum. Not quite as vacuum, but a vacuum in the distance, I'll say. And this thing is actually really, really quiet. So it worked well. Chicken cooked beautifully. It's 100% cooked through up to 180 degrees. Crispy skin. Just a few drawbacks, but a lot of pluses and positives. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're interested in it, like I said, I'll leave a link down below. And until the next time, guys, God bless you. We'll see you around.